Now double click here and the import file option will be visible. Given a drive link with 4 videos in it, import the video called Roto now. It's named as Roto. After importing it there, drag and drop this video into a section called composition here. That's a small icon with the video icon, right? See there, with the icon colored blue and red. Small icon here. Near the folder tab. Here. Put it into it. And there will be a layer here now. As like this. The video is in the interface now. Now we can start editing here. Just double click on it. And you'll find 2 layers now. Composition roto and layer roto. Now get into the layer roto. Okay, now in the icons tab here, near the eraser tool, there is an option called Roto Brush tool. Click it and you'll see a green color plus icon. It's like what I'm gonna do is now draw around the area where you want to cut off. Obviously we're gonna cut off the main character here, so draw like this around the main character. So what we are gonna do is press the alt icon and you'll see it turned as minus symbol. Now adjust it according to the image here. Now after doing this, I'll just drag the timeline randomly. You can see that the layer is auto-detecting the surfaces. Here, up here in this, actually in the first frame we have drawn only this. We didn't do any changes in the further frames. I have just added one frame with the Roto Brush and I'm dragging the timeline. Automatically the brush adjusts to the shape of the main character. The main function of this brush is to detect the colors. Initially we started with tracing the white color here, right? The white color we traced initially here. We traced it like this. And while moving to the further frames, there is a collection of white colors here also. That's why it is tracing it automatically. This tool is color based. Whatever area you click in, the related colors in that environment will be selected automatically. The pant is also in the same color. We have traced it initially. And while the frame moves on up, it traces the color automatically. Now this is the function of the Roto Brush. So you work with Roto Brush, and Roto Brush is used for. I'll let you guys know why Rotoscopy is used. Not everyone in the industry or someone who shoots footages or do some stuff shoots it with a green screen. If the video you're gonna edit is shooted without the green screen, you need to remove the background or the main characters from the footage. Obviously we're gonna do that. Either you want to remove the main character from the video or you're gonna need only the main character in the video. To do that, if this footage is shorted without using the green screen, that's why we use Rotoscopy. Now I have selected these frames right here. Now look at the composition right here. Only the areas I have selected is visible in the composition layer. the main footage here. I want only the main character to be cut out. I now use the Roto Brush here. Now see the composition part here. The areas I have selected is visible. It's only visible now in the composition part. The problem with using the Roto Brush is you have to alter each and every frames manually. I have just apply the brush randomly, and if you have to do it accurately, you have to alter frame by frame. That's the main part here. The first frame is like this. Now I'm gonna alter it. I need it to be cut out perfectly, accurately. For your information, guys, this is a 1 second video. To apply rotoscopy in a 1 second video, you have to alter each frames like this. See, again, I have to alter it. If if the layers are out of the main character, I have to alter it like this. Again, like this. I have to do it step by step for an 1 second video. This footage is just 1 second, and in that 1 second, we have to alter it in microseconds. That's the problem with rotoscopy. If you shoot the footages without the green screen, you have to remove it like this. This is the only option to do that. This is the traditional method of cutting out the things you want from a footage. That's called rotoscopy here. And when the main character or the object you're going to cut out is stationary, it will be a bit easy to cut out things because you don't have to alter each and every frame. As the object is stationary, most of the frames will look same. So if you have selected one frame, it will automatically trace of the other frames too. But if the character is going to move, I show you. Half of this footage is stationary, so I'll let you guys know how the moving parts work. Now till this point, the character's motions are stationary. It just stands there, and it's only there's a movement of camera. The character doesn't move. Now look from here. Different. The character's head moves. I'm just going to trace the character's hair. I'm sorry, the character's face. I'm going to trace the character's face. As I have selected outside the hair, I have chosen outside the hair, the total sky which is in blue color is selected. I didn't zoom in, I just randomly drawed off. That's why this happened. Instead of zooming in and drawing it very accurately, I have just randomly did it. So it automatically found the color which is outside. I selected blue, so all the things in the scene which is in blue in color is selected automatically. I do it again. I'm gonna do it here again. See, the blue color is selected automatically. So while using rotoscopy, you have to zoom in. Zoom in like this and work. You can see the pixels here, right? To get the perfect cutout of the object or the character, you have to even select the pixels with it clearly. And you have to adjust it again like this. It's like tracing an object completely in frame by frame. That's how rotoscopy works. I'd like to add one more thing, guys. According to the specs of your laptop, the functioning speed of the After Effects will vary accordingly, so don't panic. This software consumes a lot of running space. That's why it will run very slowly. So nothing to worry about that. Wait for the frames to get matched. So I'll start from here. I'm placing his head like this. I'm adjusting it accordingly. That's his head. Zoom and adjust it like this. I'm not doing it accurately. I'm just letting you guys know how to do. So the head has been selected now. Let me make a bit of changes. Yeah, at least I pretend it to be accurate now. Can you see the brush adjusting according to the shape of the hair? The outline is adjusting according to the shaking of the hair due to that. To make it accurate, you have to adjust it frame by frame, as I said before. For a simple example here, there is no space here now. This part here, you can see it is covered up completely. I'm going to move to the next frame. There is a gap now here, right? It doesn't trace that part here. So to fill this gap here, you have to trace it again manually. Now it has been traced automatically. Right? I have adjusted manually. Traced of the hair automatically initially, but it didn't cover the surface exactly as I wanted it to be. I did it manually. Now again, there is a gap here. Zoom in and trace it manually. Now it has been adjusted. In the composition layer, the layers which we have cut off is visible here. Now again, see you can see that the hair is getting adjusted to it. The outline layer is adjusted according to the movement of the hair as we have traced it. You can see here. The hair visibly changes positions here on a great scale. So on that side initially, and while moving here, it goes this side. Hair shape changes completely, and the outline layer traces it accordingly. Now you can see it. As the colors and the selection remains the same, the hair is in green color and the objects I have selected here is with the same color. Even if the size of the object changes to the camera movement, the brush traces it automatically. You guys can see the difference, right? As the camera moves, the size of the object changes. The main character changes. We're zooming in, but the outline layer traces it automatically. So that's why I said the selection is based on the colors. Wherever the color you selected is there, the layer will trace it out automatically. This is a cartoon footage of a video. and the colors are pretty much the same. There is no color scheme of colors are not very much different during, comparing to the real footage of something. I mean the shades of color. There is no much color shades here due to the lighting on that. Pretty much everything is in same in color. The color shade difference will be very less comparing to a real footage here, and that's why the layers are getting selected easily. When you deal with a real footage here by using the rotoscopy, there will be a lot of work to do. I just said no. It's just in 1 second video. In 1 second video, if you have to cut out the main character perfectly, you have to adjust every frame like this. This is one frame. This is one frame. This is one frame. 3 frames to now, and the frames in hence here. Imagine how many frames you have to alter like this. Each and every frame by frame, you have to alter. And this is a footage from an anime. It's in which the colors are pretty much similar everywhere. There are no shades of real life here. Then think how hard it will be to rotoscope an image from a real footage. Just think of the scale of colors there. This image is stationary. Imagine doing it with an video which contains motion. Imagine doing it to a dance video of someone who is dancing, and you have to replace the background. Now let me show it with another example. I'll remove this footage now. This footage is staged again. This video is even shorter, I guess. There is only one movement here in which he raises the hands. I'm gonna apply roto to it again. See, it has been selected automatically due to the scheme of colors here. I have to adjust it again. It's lifting the dumbbells. It's getting traced automatically. Take an instance where instead of using an anime video, a real person is sitting here and he's lifting the dumbbells. This won't be like easy as this. As the scheme of colors are the same here, gets traced automatically. Imagine a person sitting and he is lifting with dumbbells. Due to the lighting of the room, the colors in his hands and the how it looks might change when he raises the hand and when he puts the hands down. There will be differences of the minor shots. Even that will be noticed by the roto brush, and you won't find the outliner perfectly tracing it. Again, you have to zoom in and zoom out and trace it manually. You have to trace even the finest of the details manually, like this frame by frame. You have to adjust each and every frame like this. Let's go to the keying part now. Import the keying on footage, guys. What I'm gonna know is there is a taskbar here, right? There is an option called effects and presets here. Click that. In that, you'll see a set of options here. In that, there's an option called key. Expand it. If you don't want to scroll through for the lazy cats out there, type keying. Keying will be there. Now let me start with some basic keying. There's an option called color range here, right? Keying 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an option called color range, fourth from the top. Drag and drop this into the composition. And you see effects control panel here now. Now, obviously, we are going to remove the green screen here. So press this filler here and press the green screen here. And show it again. Press this filler here. I want to remove this green screen, so click on the green area. Now zoom in and take the filler again. Zoom in properly like this. Now we have some there are a bit of things, green color things remaining. Zoom in and press the filler again and press the green color again and remove it. Use the plus filler, guys. Use the plus filler and click on the parts you have to remove again. Try doing this. Try to remove the background. Try to remove the backgrounds on each frame. See, you can in this frame you can see the shadows with the green screen, right? Try removing this manually, everything using this filler. Try removing it like this. You don't have to be perfect, guys. Just try to know how this thing works. Try using the tools and try removing the stuff. At least remove a bit of it. Like this. Like if there's a green part here, try removing that. Like this. That's what I'm saying. Now the basic purpose of removing a background is you have to add an alternate background, right? That's the process of removing those, doing this stuff, rotoscopy or else the keying stuff. You have to remove something and you have to add something, right? So initially using keying, we have removed the green screen background and you have to add something else. Right? For example, I have imported an image here, so I have to add this in the background of this footage here. Drag and drop it. Don't drop it into the composition layer. It will form a separate composition. Drag this directly into the composition here, composition layers here. Don't drop it here. Directly drag and drop it here, like this. Now you can see the background has been changed. So the next thing is now we have used in for the image here. Similarly, if you want to use an video footage also, you can drag it like this and put it in the back side of the layer you have edited here, and it will be I'm fine with that. That's it's about the color and stuff here. And about these black parts here, why that happens is you can see the FX control here, right? The FX control bar here. Now wait. Now there are no unfilled parts here, right? It's the object is fully selected now, and there are no differences there here. There are no gaps here, right? Can you see? Unlike the initial one I showed you before 2 minutes back, this one has no holes or those stuff here. That happened because when you're using the color range stuff there, you use it to select the footage, you'll see something getting selected like this. For example, see, I'm gonna click this section. You can see the changes here, right? If your selection is affected inside the main image, it will be visible here in this color range black and white bar here. So try selecting stuff according to it. If your main selection is affected, it will be visible here. I'm gonna take it again. I'm gonna zoom in a bit here. To cut it out perfectly, I'm zooming in and I'm using the color range bar here. It has been selected and the main image has not been affected. It has been affected. It's visible here, see. This part has been affected by the selection I have made and it's visible here. So try to make sure this is clean here. The whole selection part you wanna put it into another background remains white. Try looking into it. Zoom it into pixels, break it into pixels and try selecting it. And there are difficulties with this footage just because this is not shot with a proper green screen footage. That's why there are some difficulties here. The finer you shoot with the green screen, the easier it will be for you to do the cleaning part.